Well, we're filled with stadium and arena glee, of course, here, but we're going to talk football for you. Bob's wearing the colors that will soon be all over Seattle again, with guys actually playing ball. We're focusing on football a little bit because there's still a few loose ends we're trying to tie up from the game over the weekend. Seahawks have got the Cowboys to look forward to. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're going to be looking forward, but the loose end to tie up maybe is what exactly happened to the Seahawks pass rush. Now, before I let you answer, Bob pointed out, and we brought it up at the end of the show today, Seahawks last year didn't have much of a pass rush. They were 17th, I think, in the league.
Tied for 19th.
33 sacks total. Was not a strength. Went out and got Bruce Irvin was a part of it. Went and got Jones to play tackle as a part of it. Said they were going to pressure the quarterback more. They kind of did in the second half, but they couldn't do it in the first half.
Started blitzing in the second half. They kind of adjusted their game plan, but they weren't getting there with their four guys. So you wonder, and specifically in the case of Bruce Irvin, you know what Clemens can do when he gets help. But in the case of Bruce Irvin, we were all wondering, all right, what's it going to take? It's preseason. They're asking him to do some different things. What's it going to be like when they really unleash him? There was a thought that maybe they're not showing their full hand with him, if you will.
Yeah.
We didn't really see it. You had to really look for him in that game. You didn't really see him have a presence, and they can ill afford to have another performance like that. We're talking about John Stelton and a patchwork offensive line of the Cardinals. Now you're talking about Tony Romo, who picked apart the Giants. If he's got time, he's going to light you up. He's got more weapons than the Cardinals have, with all due respect to Larry Fitzgerald. He's got just more in the bank,
right? With
Miles Austin and Ogletree, the new star out there, and Des Bryant, and if Witten can play, and DeMarco Murray. I mean, it's just a loaded offensive team, and you've got Aaron Rodgers coming to town after that. So you've got a lot of people you're going to be facing that if you don't establish a better pass rush than you had in that game, this team potentially is going to get demolished. I mean, you're going to leave the Legion of Boom, that secondary, out there on an island, and I don't care how good they are, they're not going to be able to keep up with the receiver for 6, 7, 8 seconds if there's no pass rush, and you're going to allow that quarterback to stand there and go through all of his progressions.
Silver lining, hopefully silver lining, was that the run defense was not impacted by what we saw. Now, of course, this is not exactly against the most elite running game in the league in Phoenix, in the Cardinals, and Murray's kind of a special back. He reminds me a little bit of Marshawn Lynch, the way he runs. So it's got to be a balance for the Seahawks too, because that was the one thing. Brandon Meebane, we talked about it. I mean, he had maybe one of his best games as a Seahawk, and they were very good at stopping the run. The challenge is what you brought up, and it's going to rest with Bruce Irvin, I think, more than anything. It's to get a pass rush, rushing 4 guys. If they can get that, because that's the only thing they weren't getting against Skelton. They were fine against the run. If Bruce Irvin, it was maybe first game jitters or something like that, although, like you, man, we're all kind of getting a little concerned about that. If the Seahawks, or it's Jones playing more, he played more in the second half than he did in the first half. If they can find a way to pressure the quarterback with the way they stopped the run already, we're fine. We're back to where we thought we were going to be with these guys. But they got to find a way to rush the quarterback, man. And it can't be blitzing.
No, you've got to be able to do it, and again, do it against elite competition and those quarterbacks, because Skelton had all day. Didn't really capitalize on it, but he had all day. And again, you go back to what the big concern was for the Cardinals in that game, their offensive line. We thought this is where the Seahawks are really going to set a tone for the season. It wasn't there. Second half, they blitzed. You had to commit more people. They got to find a way around it, and you just hopefully would chalk it up to it's one game. They got it out of their system. Let's see what they do when they've got some stiffer competition coming.
Well, here's hoping Romo sees a lot of 51 in his face this weekend. That is Bruce's number, isn't it? I think so. Yeah.